Hey everybody, I'm Carolyn from Tranquil Mentor and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be making a Dollar Tree St. Patrick's Day wreath. We're going to be using this floral wreath form that I got from Dollar Tree and this Deco mesh in the St. Patrick's Day collection. I purchased 6 packages altogether, 2 of the darker green, 2 of the gold, and 3 of the lighter green, and I'll turn them all around so you can see them all. I did have an extra package that I purchased too of this color, and that was just in case I needed it, but I didn't end up needing it, so I just had it left over. And I had to go to 3 different Dollar Trees to get all these too. Here is the camper. I thought I missed this camper and I went into one of my Dollar Trees and there it was, a whole rack of them. So, and I am late on getting this video out. It's not St. Patrick's Day yet, but this is from the St. Patrick's Day decor collection. I just absolutely love it. These are chenille stems, but they're from Amazon because I couldn't find anything white. I did purchase them with the idea to dye them, but I never did. So anyway, here, this is inspired from Dave's Wreaths on YouTube, and he set up this basket. It's a Dollar Tree basket, and those dowels are from Home Depot. He sets them up. This is his technique. I always want to give credit where credit is due. I've learned so much from Dave. This is one of his methods. So what we do here is we take the 3 colors and we're going to make 2 separate strands of these. We'll start out, and we're starting out not on the wreath. We're going to measure off of the wreath, which I think is going to be so much easier. At the end, what we'll do here is I'm getting a chenille stem out just to show you that you can fold this chenille stem in half, or you can eyeball it. It doesn't matter, but I fold them in half because I'm not going to use the whole thing. I just need half, and that's going to work out just fine for what we need. And then I'm going to take my ends here, and this will be the start of the first strand. So we're taking those 3 pieces and we're going to put those together. And I've got this chenille stem all ready, and I'm bunching it up, and then I'm just gonna twist it, fold it around it, and twist it just like a twist tie, like twisting the bread. And then you just keep wrapping it until you get it as tight as you want. And that is our beginning. The next step is what we're gonna do. I trimmed that off a little bit, is we're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure 8 inches. And we're going to take it, and my ruler's underneath, and I can see that that's at 8 inches. And I'm just puckering that up there. And I've already got these folded in half. It just makes it easier. And it makes it more streamlined. Not as tedious, much more relaxing. And then I'm facing that down. I'm going to work from front to back, so the back will be underneath. And then I'm going to do the same thing, twist it like the bread tie, twist tie. And there is our first puff. And then we're going to pull that Deco mesh out. Now sometimes at first, Dollar Tree mesh is really tough to work with, but I wanted to make a Dollar Tree wreath. It will stick together a little bit at first, and then as the roll gets a little thinner, it's much better. So I'm tucking in. Now I'm on a silicone mat, so sometimes it's really hard to gather. So you just kind of walk your fingers through, gather up. We've got another one of our chenille stems. We're going to twist it around, and the twisty part being to the back. And then you get it as tight as you want. You know, sometimes they tend to get a little bit loose, so you can just unravel it and tighten it back up. but you know, you just get it to where you still have the puffiness, the poof there. And then you straighten as you go and keep that poof. And then here we go. It's starting to get easier. They're not sticking together. The Deco meshes aren't sticking together as much. And I'm going to gather up again. All right. And just pinch it. Pinch from the other end. Measure out your 8 inches. And then put another chenille stem on. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to twist it around just like that. Keep it face towards the back. All right, and another twisty tie. And I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to do the whole strand until I don't have any more left. And then here's our wreath form, and you can find these at Dollar Tree. Anytime I see them, I grab them. Now I flip that over, so you're going to see the inside. It's going to have you're going to be looking at the back of it. And then here we're going to get our wreath started. So we're going to go, you see where that bar is there? We want to use that as an anchor. So we're taking our chenille stem and we're just going in one side and going out the other and then twisting around. And that'll hold everything into place. All right, and for now we're just going to leave that as it is. And then we're going to have 3 pieces in here. So we'll bubble it out, fluff it out, and then right in the middle on that inside second ring, we're going to still stay on that for the whole first band here. And then we're going to go from the front to the back on that second ring, and we're just going to do our same thing. Twist it like a bread tie. All right, you'll be able to maneuver this and then show you a little bit different of a view, but you see how there's that curve there and that we are coming through the front to the back. And here's our anchor. We're going to use that bar as our anchor, and we're going to go through and twist and twist until we get that nice and anchored. Now later what we'll do is when this row is done, or this band is done, we will hot glue so that you don't have them sliding, you know, the middle pieces sliding around. I had made one time and I didn't anchor anything, and it was very difficult to work with, and I started to get a little frustrated with it. I started looking around for other ways, and I thought about this way, but not as far, you know, doing it before I put it on. And I started researching and looking everything up, and Dave's Wreaths channel came up, and he had already done this method. And then when he got finished, he hot glued. So we're anchoring here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stay on that second ring from the inside. And then we're just going to come through the front to the back again and just do our twist. And keep twisting till you feel like you have it set. And we'll also be trimming this up a bit too, so it doesn't scratch anything. And then here, what we'll do, and it will curl up on you a little bit. You just have to leave it. I left it down to my side, the strand, and I was able to control it a little bit more. And then that way I knew exactly which way my poofs were going and that they weren't twisted. So I'm finished that up. And then as I get to the very end, the way that I finish off is I'm going to use another one of those little bars. And we're going to go through that bottom and then back through the other side using that bar for our anchor. And we're doubling up here, and we're just going to do another twisty until we feel it's secure. All right. And then another thing that Dave talks about that is so funny is the fluffing. He says he just can't, you know, stop fluffing up his wreaths. He's hysterical. I could see how that would happen because you want to keep looking at your work and making sure that it's exactly what you want. You just can't stop. It's one of those things. So I'm like over fluffing here. I know it, but I'm not even anywhere near the second row yet, and I'm fluffing away. But we'll just tuck that back in here. And then that is our first row, our first band there, or strand as we could call it. All right, so I like the way that looks. You do see the white, but later on we won't. And I did think about dyeing those stems dark green, and I just didn't get to it. And then I did find gold, but I didn't have enough. Here's Dave's from a top view here of how he gets everything started. He doesn't necessarily use the Dollar Tree Deco mesh, but sometimes he does. And then that little basket, $1.25 from Dollar Tree. And the dowel, make sure you get it from a hardware, not so much a hardware store, but something like the big box stores like Home Depot or Lowe's or something, because this was $1.28. If I was to buy it somewhere else, it would have been maybe $5, $7 for one entire dowel. So just look around and you'll have this too. If you're a wreath maker and you love making deco mesh wreaths, you're going to have this, and you can store it away, and it's just such an awesome idea, and it makes things so stress-free. And you know, we like that. We like to be tranquil around here. Nurse approved. And Dave has just such a mellow voice and a wonderful channel. And I just love to watch him make his wreaths. He always has such wonderful, inspirational ideas and methods. And I'm taking that, putting that dark green in the middle. And then this piece here, the lighter green, I'm going to put in the back. And then this was the pattern that I stayed with for the first row. And I'm sure you can mix it up if you wanted to too. So you pull the first and the second one out, and then you find the beginning of your next row, your third one, and you just pull that out and you match them up. And then you're going to make your end right here with your chenille stem. You can even trim that if you want, but sometimes, as much as I love the choices and the price of the Dollar Tree Deco Mesh, it really can unravel on you, and sometimes it's just not fun to work with certain things. But with this method, I really think that it's much easier to work with and enjoyable. You can get the colors that you want. You can do seasons, you can do spring, fall, whatever 3 colors that you want to mix. And then you just put them on your wreath form, and then you decorate with, you know, whatever you find at Dollar Tree or anywhere else. And then this was how we began the end last time. We're doing it the exact same way. And then I'm just going to get my ruler again. I've got my start here. I'm going to measure out to the 8 inches. Put that ruler out, way easier. And then I've got my first row, and we're going to back step here a little bit. I just wanted to show you. I have my wreath form all done, and you see these are little stems are everywhere, and they can get confusing. So I'm just going to trim these down, and I'm just going to use my scissors. You can use wire cutters if you have them handy. And you just trim them, all the little ends off. And then you don't want them to scratch anything, so you press them down. And just make sure that they're not facing up, because it could scratch your door or window, or scratch someone who's putting it up. We're going to hot glue, and this is another one of techniques from Dave's website, or Dave's channel. Just hot glue the little chenille stems. Now here, you probably don't have to do this, but I just did it for security and to keep those stems down and out of the way. And then now we're going to start our second strand, I'm going to go opposite from the other side that I started. You can see that kind of on the left. We're going to go our third row from the inside. Okay, and we're going to do our same anchoring technique where we're just going to put our tie in, our chenille stem in, and then we're going to tie it up. And then you're going to do another center piece on that third ring. And we've got our chenille stems already ready to go. And they're already twisted. So we'll twist that one on in the center again. And I'm just going to look and try to get that centered there. Okay. And then we'll go and as we go along too, you can organize the poofs, the fluffs there. You can make sure that they're facing in the right direction. And I mean, you'll be poofing a lot later when you get done, but you just have to make sure that they're in the right direction, and it really makes it look very beautiful and very full. And then we're going in here again. We're going to go into our centerpiece. These all are going to be glued in place too, and they'll be trimmed up. And in this again is the back of the wreath that we're looking at now. And then we're on our third, we're using that third row, that third wire. Okay, and then we're going to just repeat all the way through. We're going to come in from the back. We're going to go to the other side there, and then we're going to anchor and just give it a twist. Much more of a user-friendly technique. And then we'll finish that off. And then what I've gone ahead and done is clip everything so that you didn't have to watch that. Got those stems down, and I just love this. I cannot believe that this is Dollar Tree Deco mesh right here. This is just amazing. And of course, fluffing. I did do a little bit of a different camera angle so that you could see more of the wreath. Right now, everything's just, inside. It's still inside of each other. What Dave suggests is to pull the pieces out so you see all the colors, and it's just a poofing method, and you can go crazy poofing, and it's fun too because it just makes all the colors of the wreath come out. You can really see that gold, although I think it's just pretty without pulling everything, all the colors out. I love the way that came out too, but I wanted to pull all the colors out so that I had a lot of the gold out. I wanted to be able to see that, the gold and the darker colors. And then of course you just go around and poof and separate, pull those colors out. And I mean, it just looks amazing. It really does. I'm so glad that I was able to follow along with Dave's video and get some results, because I wasn't making the Deco mesh wreaths because I was just frustrated, and it just didn't, it just seemed so tedious. But I really love this. And then I have that camper. What I did here was I usually, I'll attach it to the front of the wreath, but sorry about my hair. I have a taller angle here. And then I have my little piece there that helps me not burn my fingers. I just take a boatload of glue and just really saturate each side. And those chenille stems, they'll help me move the camper from left to right so I can keep it centered. And then I attach that on with those two little side pieces. I'll adjust left and right. I like the way that came out. And the bow, I made that off camera, and that is Dollar Tree ribbon, and it's the rainbow Dollar Tree ribbon. Absolutely beautiful. It was perfect for this wreath, and I just love the usability of it. It was great. then you can see the little glue blobs in the back there. What I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm just tying that camper down, just securing it, because if it's in the wind, it's going to blow around. And I don't cut them yet because I really didn't have it centered exactly the way that I wanted. Here, I learned this method just by making these wreaths. What I do is I take some of that jute twine from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the bars in this area over here. I've doubled this piece up. I'm going to use the bars again as an anchor, and that's going to be my hanger. And instead of I used to make one little hanger, and it was really hard because I had to really make sure that it was centered. So with this method, I have a little bit of leeway, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. See, I'm holding that up. I don't think I gave myself enough string here, so I'm just going to take this knot right out. And we'll just tie that back up again. And of course, the jute, if you make a mistake, the jute twine can always be cut off, and just make it a little bit longer and get some more. But I'm going to use this other anchor on this side, and I'm just sizing this up here because I don't want that to be too high where you're going to see it on the door or the window, because I'm going to put it on my camper window. Again, we're using our little bar there as our anchor, and I'm just doing some overhand knots here. All right, that's where I want it to be, and it's going to be great with that. And then I'm just going to trim those off. All right, and that back piece too, it can look a little crazy back there, but you could put a round placemat or some felt back there too. I didn't do that yet. I'm fluffing my bow, of course, and I'll fluff it for the next few hours probably. But anyway, this is the bow finished, and this is what it's not quite finished yet, but this is how the bow came out, and I really love the way that looks, and I'm gonna get it closer for you. And then I decided that it needed some gold coins, a little bit of embellishments, and I didn't want to hot glue them on, so I thought I would do little earrings, and then I would do backs for them. So those are 83 cents. So, those are 1,000 years old. I can't even remember where they're from. Maybe Walmart? I'm not sure. And then what I did was I took my glue gun and I took one of the coins, and I'm just going to glue that earring back on. And let's see if we can get some glue out of here. Might be a little bit too soon. Let's try again. All right, and then I'm putting my little earring back on there, and I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure on it. All right, and then we'll let that dry. I can wear them as earrings too, probably. And those earring backs are from Walmart. I just did get those. They're a little bit over $2. And I'll have a ton of them left. The ones with the plastic backs, that's what I'm looking for, because I think that'll hold on to the mesh and it won't go through. There, and that's how I'm going to attach them. And I'm going to finish these all up. I think I put about 8 on there, and there you have it. That's on my camper window, and I'm just absolutely thrilled with the way that it came out. I love the separation of the colors and the coins and the rainbow bow with the pot of gold on it, and the camper itself is just so beautiful. And the color green, all the Kelly green in that, it just really came out great. And you can also add to this too, if you had shamrocks or anything like that, or if you had little pots of gold or Fimo clay, you could glue that on if you wanted to put a little bit more embellishments on it. Anything, the sky is the limit. I just love it. And if you make a Dollar Tree Deco Mesh wreath, tag us on Instagram or visit us on Facebook at Tranquil Mentor. Don't forget to visit Dave's channel at Dave's Wreaths, and I will put that link in the description box below. If you are already one of our subscribers, welcome back and thanks for watching our video today. And if you're not a subscriber, welcome to our channel. And if you would be so kind to subscribe and like our video, it helps YouTube notice us just a little bit more, and it supports our channel and helps us grow. And as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.